Hey, Shalom Israel. Yeah, how about Shem Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to the brothers? Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. We got our IHBK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true identity according to the Bible. All right. And that identity is that we are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Priest and Officer Shabal holding down a class live from Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Also, holding down a class for Captain Gadar in California as well. I ask every brother and sister that's watching the class if you would like and share the class and let everybody know that we live. For anyone in the Las Vegas area in need of counsel, breakdown, looking for the class, anything like that, you know what I mean? You can find us on Facebook, IHBK Las Vegas. You can find us on YouTube, IHBK Nevada. You can also find us on TikTok as well, IHBK Las Vegas. You know what I mean? And we're doing a multi-stream with our brothers out there in California. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to their channel as well, Hollywood Israelites. You know what I mean? Again, if you could share the class around and let it be known, you know what I'm saying, that we live, you know what I'm saying, not just the California classes or the Vegas classes, you know what I mean, but you got the Arizona classes, you know what I'm saying, you got Northern California, you know what I mean, you got headquarters, you know what I'm saying, which is, in New York, you got the Philly classes, Chicago, you know what I mean. We need to get this truth out there, man, because the thing about it is that, you know what I'm saying, as you can tell from everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying, we in them end times, you know what I mean? We only got a short amount of time left, you know what I'm saying, in this empire. You know what I mean? And so now more than ever is the time, you know what I mean, for us, to wake up and separate ourselves from the world, you know what I'm saying, and come into the truth and start, you know what I'm saying, following our King Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? When you come into the truth, you learn that Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah. And his whole mission was to bring the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel back together. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're doing here in the Israelite School of UPK. You know what I'm saying? Waking up brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. You know what I mean? So that's our mission here, you know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, not just in Vegas, you know what I mean, but everywhere, you know what I'm saying, across the four corners of the earth, man, we teaching this truth. You know what I mean? So like, share, and subscribe, man, to anything ISUBK, you know what I'm saying? Captain Soccer Ward, you know what I'm saying, doing a hell of a job out there in Memphis, Tennessee. Captain Thawawa out there in I believe he's in Nashville, you know what I'm saying, with not Captain I thought. I can't even remember the brother's name right now. Nashak, and all them brothers out there in Tennessee. You know what I mean? Them brothers are doing their thing as well. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you got Captain Cesariak and all the heavy hitters out there, in the headquarters. You know what I mean? So again, like, share, subscribe, man. Let everybody know that we live. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the Las Vegas area, we have live class from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday's the Brotherhood class, Wednesday the Biblical Law class, and Thursday is the Scripture Breakdown class, all right? And in the Scripture Breakdown class, you know what I'm saying, is where you bring your questions. You know what I'm saying? If anyone has any questions, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and raise your hand if you're in the class. If you're not in class, you know what I'm saying, you just go ahead and type your question in the chat. And if I see your question, I'm able to answer your question tonight. I will answer your question tonight. If not, you know what I mean, I will write the question down, and Lord allow, I have it answered, or I haven't answered by next week's class. All right. So if there aren't any questions, a couple of things I actually want to get into, right? For one, the topic for tonight's class is the importance of communication. You know what I mean? Communication is everything. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation is, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's, two brothers, a group of brothers, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, a brother and his wife, you know what I'm saying, a wife and her husband, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? A young brother coming into the truth, a young sister coming into the truth, you know what I mean? Communication is key. You know what I mean? And growing up in this empire, we're not taught the importance of we're not taught the importance of communication. You know what I'm saying? But in Israelite school of UPK, you know what I'm saying, one of the backbones of this school, you know what I'm saying, is the strength of our communication. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into that tonight. I'm gonna give brothers and sisters a few more seconds to go ahead and tap in. You know what I mean? Again, we are on YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, and Hollywood Israelites. All right. So we'll give y'all a few more seconds to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Again, like and share the class if you could. There's a couple things that I want to get into before we actually get into the topic. All right. So yeah, a couple more seconds, and then I'm gonna play. I got a video that I want to play, and then I have a couple of articles that I want to read. All right. And probably about like 3 different articles that I want to get into, and there's a video that I want to play. All right. And the thing about it is the conclusion that you'll come to after, you know what I'm saying, after we go through these articles and after you hear this video, right? The conclusion that you'll come to is that we're in hell. You know what I mean? And Christianity is not the way out of hell. You know what I'm saying? How do you know? Because we've been Christians for the last, couple hundred years easily. You know what I mean? And we're in the same condition, if not a worse condition now than we were, you know what I mean, before, we got super Christian. You know what I mean? And the thing about it, I just seen a video, I think that was yesterday, and, the church looks like a club now. You know what I mean? You already wasn't learning nothing before. Like, I grew up in a Christian church. You know what I mean? And I didn't learn anything. You know what I mean? Other than, those eat those little white wafer things and drink that grape juice. You know, so that's the only thing that pretty much stood out. And then I believe it was the first Sunday of the month, they would have breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And that breakfast had 2 different types of pork. You get what I'm saying? And so that right there is just small examples of the Christian church knowing nothing and you learning nothing from going to the Christian church other than how to live a lustful, disgusting life. That's what you learn, in the Christian church. You know what I'm talking about? So, and so this video that I'm gonna play is a perfect example of Christianity. You see what I'm saying? So let me see. Let me get to it right now. I gotta give me 1 second. Let me pull that up real quick. All right. Let me see. Let me find it. Y'all bear with me. All right. Let me grab it real quick. Is it? No, that's the story. All right. No, not that one. Bear with me. All right. I'm about to pull it up right now. I'm just scrolling through my messages. Let me see. Is this it? No, that's the other one. Bam, here it is right here. Okay. So I'm gonna play this video, right? And then y'all let me know if y'all can hear the audio, okay? Check this out.
A former HISD middle school teacher is facing mounting legal troubles tonight. Destiny Hilsman is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with 2 female students. Andy Soretta has been digging through court papers all day, and he's live in our newsroom with what he's uncovered.
Hold on, before I finish playing the video, can everybody hear the video? If you was able to hear the video, type a 1 in the chat for me, so I can make sure everybody can. Because I really want y'all to hear what's going on. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna play it again from the beginning. All right, y'all check this out.
The former HISD middle school teacher is facing mounting legal troubles tonight. Destiny Hilsman is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with two female students. Andy Sirota has been digging through court papers all day, and he's live in our newsroom with what he's uncovered. Andy?
Danielle, Destiny Hilsman is no longer working at HISD's Holland Middle School. The 25-year-old educator is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with two girls, a 13 and 14-year-old. According to court papers, Hilsman kissed and texted both girls, telling the 14-year-old at one point that she was her soulmate. In her statements to police, Hilsman also telling investigators that she professed her love to the 13-year-old and bought her a ring so they could have matching ones, telling her in a text message, quote, "I'm always with you forever." Also, according to court papers, Hilsman believed the 13-year-old was, quote, her person, and that if anyone ever found out about the two of them, she would look bad because she's an adult and the 13-year-old is a child. Court papers also state that she sent the 14-year-old a text that read, quote, "You're a good kisser. Your kisses are passionate. And I honestly don't get that a lot." Another read, "I want you to chase me because you want to, not because I want you to." Hilsman was arrested and charged in October of last year. She also told investigators she made a mistake and is not a bad person, adding that in of the cases, she wasn't the only one to blame for the relationship. Live in the newsroom tonight, Andy Sirota, KPRC 2 News.
Okay. I know that was a lot to digest. Hey, Slunk, Carl, is how you sure we get I don't know how much of that video you was able to hear. But again, before I played the video, I'm saying, I was just talking about, Christianity and how Christianity has never been nor will ever be the solution to our problems. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you was able to hear the video, right? But what she said was very Christian. As a matter of fact, for those that's just coming into the class, and for you as well, I want you to hear this thing, and then I want you to tell me, that this does not reek of Christianity. You know what I mean? Let me run it back one more time. Y'all bear with me, man, because when I seen this, all I did was read the headline, not even actually play the video. But I'm gonna play it right now. I'm gonna play it again. Y'all check this out.
Former HISD middle school teacher is facing mounting legal troubles tonight. Destiny Hilsman is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with two female students. Andy Sirota has been digging through court papers all day, and he's live in our newsroom with what he's uncovered. Andy?
Danielle, Destiny Hilsman is no longer working at HISD's Holland Middle School. The 25-year-old educator is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with two girls, a 13 and 14-year-old. According to court papers, Hilsman kissed and texted both girls, telling the 14-year-old at one point that she was her soulmate. In her statements to police, Hilsman also telling investigators that she professed her love to the 13-year-old and bought her a ring so they could have matching ones, telling her in a text message, quote, "I'm always with you forever." Also, according to court papers, Hilsman believed the 13-year-old was, quote, her person, and that if anyone ever found out about the two of them, she would look bad because she's an adult and the 13-year-old is a child. Court papers also state that she sent the 14-year-old a text that read, quote, "You're a good kisser. Your kisses are passionate. And I honestly don't get that a lot." Another read, "I want you to chase me because you want to, not because I want you to." Hilsman was arrested and charged in October of last year. She also told investigators she made a mistake and is not a bad person, adding that in of the cases, she wasn't the only one to blame for the relationship. Live in the newsroom tonight, Andy Sirota, KPRC 2 News.
Go out as I go.
Man, Salaki, sir, that he deserves to be locked up.
Sluggy, no, she. That was a 25-year-old female teacher that was having a relationship with two female students.
Oh, so I thought it was a male this whole time. So it was a
No.
With the female students. Oh man.
So the teacher is a 25-year-old female teacher
Right.
that was having a relationship with 2 female students. One of the students was 13, the other one was 14.
Oh wow.
2 female students.
Yeah, she that's Christianity at its finest. Like that's what that's the whole, be who you want to be, love who you want to love, and you know what I'm saying? It's that LGBTQ right at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's the thing about it is, right? The reason why I wanted to play that video, right? Because we were talking about Christianity, right? What she said was, I made a mistake. I'm not a bad person. And I don't know if the rest of y'all caught that, but the reason why that stood out to me is because Christians don't believe that they're bad people. Now, mind you, this is a 25-year-old woman who's having a relationship with 2 students,
Right.
13 and 14. And according to you, you made a mistake and you're not a bad person.
You make 2 mistakes if you want to get technical.
Well, according to her, she made a mistake. That's why I emphasize it like that, because she said she made a mistake and that she's not a bad person.
Right. That's
the problem with Christianity. Because Christianity allows you the opportunity to it allows you to live out your lust. It allows you to be whoever you want to be and then claim innocence. Oh, I just made a mistake. You know what I mean? But all them text messages don't sound like a mistake to me. And like the sister said, she doesn't sound remorseful at all. She didn't say, I apologize for what I did to these young girls and how, so I could have possibly ruined their lives. No. She said, I made a mistake. I'm not a bad person. Now, if you didn't think you were a bad person, why would you have to say I'm not a bad person? Right. It's no different than the Edomite saying, I'm not racist. I got black friends.
Right.
Is that not the same thing, Karate-san?
Concept.
You know what I mean? And so when you look at it like that, right? Again, this is why Christianity is such a horrible plague on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to our people. You know what I mean? The sister says she's beyond bad because she told the girl not to tell. So that right there lets you know that she knew that what she was doing was wrong because she told the girl not to tell.
Right.
And so not only did you decide to ruin one girl's life, you decided to ruin 2 girls' lives. Right. But you're not a bad person. You know what I mean? Real quick, Karate, let me get Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. I want you to read 25 and 26, please.
Come on, sir. 1 second.
Because this right here is this woman, right? I don't even want to call her a sister, even though she probably is a sister, but you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Sisters don't act like that. You know what I mean? That right there is the spirit of Esau. You know what I mean?
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. Mm-hmm. Changed the truth of God into a lie. Mm-hmm. And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
You see what I'm saying? It says, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, right? Who changed the truth of God into a lie? You know what I'm saying? The Roman Catholic Church. Right. Your Christian pastors. You see what I'm saying? And it's because they changed the truth into a lie that they believe that LGBT is okay. You get what I mean? The reason, here's the thing about it is, right? There are scriptures in Old and New Testament that lets you know what I'm saying, that it is a sin to be a what's the word that I can use to keep us from not getting quit? Sodomite. That's a biblical term. So you shouldn't be able to mess with us, right, Karate? That's a biblical term, sodomite, right? And so now, because of them changing the truth into a lie, now being a sodomite is accepted across the whole world. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why this woman thought it was okay to have a relationship with not only one girl, but two girls. And you know what else stands out about that too, Carl? These are two girls.
Right.
Not women. Not that would make it any better, but you get my point though. These are girls. These are 13 and 14-year-old girls that don't even know anything about their own self. They barely, not to dig too deep in it, but as okay, I'll take it off the girls. As a 13-year-old growing up, you are barely starting to learn anything about your body. You see what I'm saying? So what the hell do these young girls know about anything? Here this woman is 25 years old and she young her damn self, but she old enough to know better than what it was that she was doing. You get what I'm saying? But because the truth was turned into a lie, things like this is happening all across the globe. You get what I'm saying? Do you want to add something to that, Carl Rogers?
Sorry, that you hit it right on the point, sorry.
Oh, Most High in Christ, like the sister said, she stripped two little girls of their innocence, and that's something that we need to focus on. These are girls. You stripped them of their innocence. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, like the sister said, she's trying not to paint herself as a bad person. Meanwhile, she's a child molester.
Right.
So how are you not a bad person? But again, because the truth is changed to a lie. See, I'm not a bad person. Although I am a child molester, I'm not a bad person. Because the Bible is against child molestation, which is the truth. But because the truth was changed to a lie, we worship that lie, and we worship the image of that lie, which is white Jesus. And under the guidance of white Jesus, child molesters reign supreme. You get my point? Did you want to add something to that?
I was about to say, I'm not trying to play the male-female game, but this would have been, if it was a male teacher, I ain't gonna say, but like it would have been way more blown up than what it is now. Not to say it's wrong on both ends, because like you said, sir, like they both are two young women who are barely coming into themselves, not knowing certain things, and now they're being exposed to a flood of different type of emotions and feelings, and now that what this person is doing is just unlocking mental health issues, depression, lack of self-confidence and things of that nature that's going to affect these young women, you know what I'm saying? And which is probably what she suffered herself, like they say, people who do these type of things, they most likely are damaged people who try to hurt other people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I know if it was the other way around, they would have been shit. It wouldn't be. They wouldn't be able to say, "Oh, I'm not a bad person." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That wouldn't. She would have known that wouldn't have flowed.
Yeah. For sure. And then the thing about it is, though, right? Even had he pulled that card, and again, please do not misunderstand us when we do the male-female thing. That it will be different if it was a male, or it's not as bad because this is a female. No, the point is, had that been a man and he said that he wasn't a bad person, people would be going even harder on him. You see what I'm saying? But instead, because she's a woman and it was a mistake, you know what I mean? She doesn't get the same amount of scrutiny. When the reality of it is, whether you male or female, child molesters should be dealt with accordingly, regardless to what sex you are. You see what I'm saying? Right. Child molestation. Anybody that's listened to my classes, y'all know how I feel about rape and molestation. Those are two of the most vile, most heinous things that you can possibly do. You know what I mean? And it's wicked, and it's evil, and it's disgusting. And the people that do that should be ashamed of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like General Muhammad was talking about in class on Monday, you see what I'm saying? You're welcome in the Christian church. You're accepted. Like he said, if you go to prison, right, and you're a rapist or a child molester, and you decide that you want to start going to church every Sunday, the pastor's going to accept you. Them dudes on the yard, not so much. How do I know? Because I was there. I was on that yard. And if you didn't get PC'd up, that was that. You get what I'm saying? So, that's just what it is. You get my point? But the whole thing about it is, though, under that Christian banner, you can be a sodomite, and you can be a child molester, and you can be a rapist, and you can come in there and you can sing and you can dance and you can hold hands, and then when you get out of prison, you can go back to being a rapist and a child molester and a sodomite all over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's get some more.
It's like you, sir.
Verse 26.
Verse 26.
Mhm.
Romans, the first chapter, verse 26. For this
Mhm.
cause, God gave them up unto vile affections.
Gave them up onto what?
Vile affections.
Uh-huh.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Boom. You see what I'm saying? What we're reading is what is the video that we just played. This is it right here. But even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. You see what I'm saying? Why did that woman think that it was okay to have a relationship with two girls? Again, not women, girls. You see what I'm saying? Because the women have been changed from their natural use. Since the beginning of the time, it's always been a man and a woman. You know what I mean? It was never okay for it to be two men. It was never okay for there to be two women. It was never okay for it to be a man and two women at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Or two men and a woman at the same time. None of those things were ever written as law in the Bible saying that it was okay to do these things. However, you see the opposite. You get my point? But because the truth is turned into a lie, you know what I'm saying? You got situations like this. You know what I'm talking about? Carlos, if you want to ask something, it's an article that I'm about to pull up real quick. You know what I'm saying? If you want to add something to that, I need to find this article real quick.
I was gonna say, sir, also, like, can that scripture right there also go towards the like that they change from nature? How these women is trying to be, you know, like turn into like men and you know have that type of mentality or the it's like it. Put my phone on mute. Or you know how they trying to be transgender and things of that nature. They change them from their natural nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of what these Christian churches and what these people do in this Christian church, they make you believe that that you can come as you are. That you know they make you think that God's don't have to that God serves you. You know what I'm saying? You can be whoever the hell you want to be, and that God serves you, and that's totally not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like when we read the book of Joshua. Oh, slack, sir. When you read the book of Joshua, it tells you that, you know, you should meditate on his law, you should follow his law, and then your ways will be successful. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
No, absolutely. And to answer your question, you absolutely can use that because again, the nature of the natural use of a woman is to conduct and carry herself as a woman, to dress like a woman, to act like a woman. You know what I mean? To, you know what I'm saying? Through the natural order of things, which is for a woman to choose a man, not for a woman to choose men, but for a woman to choose a man. You get my point? And so, like the sister said, in a Christian church, the Lord loves you like you are. You know what I'm saying? Sodomite, child molester, trans, all these things, which goes back into the scripture. You see what I'm saying? And so these are the kind of things right here, man. That's destroying us as a nation. You know what I mean? Y'all bear with me 1 second. Let me see if I can clean up these technical issues. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can find this other one real quick. All right, the sister said, how many times or how many children do these child molesters have to do this to, and each time only ask for forgiveness and always forgiving? This allows them to keep doing it. Yeah, absolutely. This is why they're Christians in the first place. That's an excellent point. What the sister said. Natural use is to bear children. That is the natural use of a woman. You know what I mean? And not a woman that's with another woman and then went down to the clinic and got pregnant that way. No. The natural use of a woman is to lay with a man and get pregnant that way. That's the natural use of a woman. So everything that y'all saying is on point. All right, let me try to find this other story real quick. All right, let me see something real quick. Actually, there's a few of them. Y'all bear with me. All right, let me see. Where is it? Okay. Now, I'm going to preface before I read this, right? I'm going to preface the reading of this article by saying I'm not sure how true this is because of the fact that I've never heard of this website, so I'm not sure how accurate this is. However, when I read it, you know what I'm saying, because of Christianity, because of greed, and because nowadays it's all about the bag, it would not surprise me if this is happening or has happened. There's a sister in the class that used to work in a hotel, so she probably can verify something like this as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this article. All right, y'all check this out. Again, I've never heard of this website before, so you know what I'm saying. Again, this prefacing by saying I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but even if this particular person did not commit this, it does not mean that things like this is not happening. All right. And after I get done reading it, you know what I'm saying, you'll understand the whole point of this, right? This is how the article reads. Did a hotel cleaner who stole sperm from a used condom win child support? Right? It says on November 9, 2019, the website Ahaya.com published an article posting that a Las Vegas hotel cleaner won child support from a millionaire after impregnating herself with sperm from a used condom she stole from the trash in his hotel room. It says hotel cleaner who stole sperm from a used condom won child support battle. A 40-year-old Las Vegas hotel cleaner won a child support battle against a 28-year-old millionaire who she never slept with. It says Jane was 36 when she stole a used condom from a then 24-year-old tech millionaire's hotel garbage can. She inserted the semen inside of her and became pregnant with a baby boy who is now 4 years old. So again, because you know what I'm saying, this I've never heard of this website before, so I'm not sure how true this particular story is, right? But again, there's a sister that's watching the class right now that did work in hotels for a little bit, so she probably can verify, you know what I'm saying, something along these lines. But the whole point of me reading this, right? The whole point of me reading this is because even if she herself did not really do that, you're not going to tell me that there's not women out there that's not doing things like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And the point, and the reason why that's so important is going back to Christianity and going back to Christianity, right? Christianity is all about being selfish, being lustful, and being greedy. You get my point? And so, because nowadays it's all about getting the bag, however, whatever. This woman saw a perfect opportunity to get the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so the reason why you could, you know what I'm saying, one of my favorite scriptures, as y'all already know, is Ecclesiastes 7:7, right? This is why you can pretty much apply that scripture to damn near every class. And the reason why is because the gift of money makes women dig in trash cans and take sperm out of a used condom. Just think about that for a second, right? Without getting too graphic, right? We all adults here, right? You dug in the trash can and got a condom from a dude that you were not with, and you were willing to insert the semen that was in that rubber inside of you so that you can get pregnant and so that you can file child support, and you never slept with that man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you? I mean, listen, man. Again, this is Christianity. This is what Christianity does to us. You see what I'm saying? And again, Can't verify if that story is 100% true. However, things like this is happening all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been taught that in this society, if you don't have money, you don't have anything.
Right.
You're nobody if you don't have money. You know what I mean? And as a woman, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, however. You get what I'm saying? Which I knew she would chime in. And Tawada says, I always can count on you. She said, when cleaning rooms in hotels, you find anything and everything. Used condoms was an everyday occurrence. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying. It says, if true, the real sickness is the court system that awarded her the money, and that's the other part of it. This cat got put on child support, and he don't even know when, where, how, or why. You get what I'm saying? And again, that's if this is true. But the thing about it is, I cannot stress this enough. At the end of the day, whether this particular story is true or not, does not change the fact that things like this is going on all the time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? How many times, like, think about it, like on a much smaller, actually, no. Yeah, on a much smaller scale, right? Those that grew up in the hood, right? How many dope dealers in the hood that had money, you know what I'm saying, got set up by a female?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's not like it's far-fetched, you know what I'm saying, for a dude to get, you know what I'm saying, dude thinking, you know what I'm saying, thinking one thing, and then it end up being something else. You know what I'm saying? This cat was in a hotel room doing whatever he was doing, and she found it out, but she seen it and saw it as a come up. So, I mean, again, things like this, you know what I'm saying, is what's plaguing us as a nation. And the reason why we're being plagued as a nation is because we choose to serve these false gods. We choose to worship these false gods. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities are false gods. You know what I mean? The fact that we're more mad about Angela Bassett not winning an Oscar than we are about Flint still not having water, that's a problem. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we're more mad that Angela Bassett didn't win an Oscar, you know what I'm saying? But yet George Zimmerman is still able to walk around free, and he signed a Skittles package for money. The fact that we're less mad about that than we are about Angela Bassett not winning an Oscar lets you know just how destroyed we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? And we need to get that. We need to get our moral compass back. You know what I mean? So there's one more thing, right? One more thing. Actually, two more. It's like two more things. All right, y'all bear with me. Where's it at? That's it. Y'all bear with me. All right, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I got articles today. So this almost feel like America on fire up in here. We're gonna get into the topic in a second. I still don't see any questions or anything, so I'm just gonna keep getting it in. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to read real quick, right? I don't know if it's gonna let me open it because I don't have Instagram. But let me see. Let me try something. Nah, but I can read the headline, right? And then y'all be able to pick up what I'm laying down. So listen to this. It says Harriet Tubman replaces Christopher Columbus in New Jersey Square, right? So now there's a mural or a sculpture of Christopher Columbus in Jersey, right? And they replaced that with Harriet Tubman, right? Why am I mentioning that in class? What does that sound like to y'all? Y'all tell me what y'all think that is. Who has an idea of why this is important and why it is that I chose to read it? There, that's it right there. That's it, because this is another distraction tool. You see what I'm saying? This is another distraction tool, right? So, Carlos, I don't know if you had heard it, but I had read this article about out there in Jersey, right? They replaced Columbus. They in what was it, downtown Jersey? I think that was in the Jersey Square, right? In the Jersey Square, Carlos, they replaced Christopher Columbus with Harriet Tubman. You see what I'm saying?
So yeah, kind of.
And so, what do you think is going on there? Why do you think that that's something that's worth mentioning in class?
I was gonna ask her, what are they trying to get at? What is that supposed to solve? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a statue have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? But I guess that you will bring that up in class for to show that a gift destroys the heart. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get our people to see that we're trying to do the right thing, or we're trying to rectify or show support to the black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure, so it's like it.
No, actually, you are sure. That's exactly what it is. You see what I'm saying? It's the ultimate. Hey, look over here. You see what I'm saying? Like we used to say back in the days, it's the old 42 fake. You see what I'm saying? I got everybody looking this way. Meanwhile, over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm still doing all the crooked fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all not paying attention to that because in our minds, this is a victory. You get what I'm saying? Like we want one, you know what I'm saying? One more victory for us. You know what I'm saying? We're conquering racism and all these stupid things, right? When in reality, it's just a crumb. It's nothing to them. In the grand scheme of things, they still locking us up. In the grand scheme of things, they still gunning us down in these streets. So changing from Christopher Columbus to Harriet Tubman does not change a damn thing. And that was out there in Jersey. And you know, it's a lot of niggas out there in Jersey. You see what I'm saying? So how you think that them cats that's locked up feel about that changing from Christopher Columbus over to Harriet Tubman? Them cats that's in Jersey in jail for a crime that they didn't commit. You get my point?
Come.
You see what I'm saying? So the citizen, although they removed the colonizer, how changing the statute helping us, right? Which is correct. You see what I'm saying? After 200 years of slavery and all we've invented and done, why do we still need the oppressor to give us validation? You know what I'm saying? That's about the Oscar comment, right? The brother said that they want to subdue the people. That's an excellent answer, right? And then I like this answer right here, though. You see what I'm saying? Trying to say, see, we're not racist. We gave you a statue. You know what I'm saying? That right there is exactly what's going on. And we got to stop looking at these as small victories when in reality, they're really insulting our intelligence. It's really what they're doing. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like the sister said, it's a form of brainwashing and manipulation is what it is. See, we love black people. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is. See, we honor, we respect y'all's history. You know what I'm saying? Here's good old Harriet Tubman. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, like the sister was talking about with the things that we've invented over the last 20 years, how about you putting a spotlight on some of them? How about you highlighting all the things that you've taken credit for that you actually stole from us? If you really want to acknowledge history, you know what I'm saying? How about you acknowledge the fact that you've had us in change for the last 400 plus years? You see what I'm saying? Because even though the change ain't physical no more, well, actually they are. You just can't see them. Why do I say that? Why do I say that the change is still on, but you just can't see them? Definitely crafty counsel. That's for sure crafty counsel. And yes, it is also trying to make our people think that we're making progress. That's fair as well. Everything that y'all saying is on point. Everything that y'all saying is absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely crafty counsel. You see what I'm saying? And the problem with all that is this, right? We got to stop being so simple and allowing ourselves to feel good over these little simple things, right? But going back to the question though, right? The question that I asked was, damn, I forgot my question. So The question was, how do you know that the chains are still on even though you can't see them? That was the question. To anybody online or if the officer want to answer, you know what I'm saying? Why is it that we can say with ease, not with pride, because this isn't something to be proud of. However, it is a fact. How is it that we can sit here and say that we still got the chains on even though you can't see them?
If I could, sir, you know, it just shows in the actions. You know what I'm saying? It shows in them pulling off a move such as this one. You know what I'm saying? It shows that, you know, that hey, they have a, like me, a person like me, I'm gonna look at that like they have a motive. There's something going on, because why after all these years, you know, you finally decide to tear down Christopher Columbus. You know,
Right.
and you know, you got to look at the original thought process of erecting a Christopher Columbus statue. They wanted to honor that man. You see what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, like, you know, you want to tear it down. You don't want to give us what we're asking for.
Right.
So, you know, I guess we can tear down Christopher Columbus and build a statue. You know, that's you know, that's right there. Like, we did this for you guys. Like, you know, what I mean? So it's kind of like a visage. Like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, like. Well, this is a good answer as well. The brother said because we still in the Christian church. That's a good answer. That is an example of us still having on chains without you being able to see the chains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Us not separating is another way to look at the fact that we still have chains on. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is exactly where I'm getting ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, that's true. We do still want to unite with the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Which is a slave mentality, right? Slavery isn't gone, it's sophisticated. Which is exactly where I want to go. What this sister said is on point. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still following what they say and praising them for still oppressing us. Everything that y'all said is correct. I want to focus on the slavery isn't going as sophisticated. The reason why I want to focus on that is because she said what I wanted to say, but better, right? Here's the thing about it is, right? The proof that we still wearing chains without wearing chains, right? Show of hands. How many of y'all look forward to getting up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and getting dressed to sit on the freeway for an hour to go punch some time clock, to be told when you can go to the bathroom, to be told when you can have lunch, to be told when you can go home? How many of us like that's the highlight of our day?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. So the sophistication is y'all not in slavery no more. We've given y'all jobs. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Now minimum wage, instead of it being $7.25 or whatever it was, now we're giving you $15. Mm-hmm. Right? And on a small scale, you think, damn, we came up, right? Here's the change, though, Karatazar. We're gonna raise y'all's wages, but we're gonna raise y'all's rent as well. Mm-hmm. We're gonna raise your wages, but we're gonna raise your insurance as well. Or we're gonna raise the gas prices. Or we're gonna raise the eggs. We're gonna raise the toilet paper. We're going to raise this. We're going to raise that. And so what ends up happening, like we was talking about last week, now I have to get a second job.
Right.
Or I have to find a job that offers overtime. Right? So what do you find yourself doing, Karatazar? You find yourself working to pay your bills. Not working a ball. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not working for the brand new car, not working to trade your phone in every time a new phone comes out, not working because you know, there's a brand new house that they just finished building on the corner and you want to, you know what I'm saying, drop some on that. No. You're doing it because you're trying to keep the roof over your head that's falling apart.
Right.
That's slavery. You see what I'm saying? Listen. I got up at 2:40 this morning, right, to go to my slave, right. I started at 4. I left at 5, right, and now I'm here teaching this class, right. This is my job. This class, right, teaching these classes, going to camp. That's our job. That's what we look forward to doing. But guess what? When I get done, I gotta rush home, take a shower, and try to get as much sleep as I can. Why? So I can get up to the alarm clock and do it all over again. Why? Because I just love getting up at 2:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you ever seen that TikTok, right? Y'all ever seen that TikTok? It's a brother, right? He comes home and then he lays in the bed. And as soon as he lays in the bed, he jumps right back up.
Right, kind of sorry.
That's us. You get what I'm saying? How are we free?
Right.
What are you basing that on? Why? Because we don't have the chains on no more? Because we don't have the yoke of iron that you can see with your eyes? You might not be able to see with your eyes, but you can damn sure feel it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Your check is right here, and your bills is up here. That's a yoke of iron in itself. You get what I'm saying? Carlos, do you want to add something to that?
I definitely do, sir, because I brought this up. I brought a little bit of this up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling people, I'm like, man, I don't think we understand truly what oppression is. You see what I'm saying? Or how we're truly suffering under oppression. Because we did multiple street interviews, and we asked people, what do you feel about the oppression? And they'd be like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't grasp the concept of them being oppressed because they buy into the statutes being changed. They buy into, we give you a stimulus check. They buy into the, I would say the propaganda or the gift, so to speak, and it's destroying their minds.
Right.
And they think that they're not oppressed because they say you have an opportunity to go to college. Because they say, you can get it if you do the right thing. You be a good working slave. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Because they promote that type of things. You think that, hey, I have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? When really there's a gang of roadblocks going up there. Like like the perfect example of us still being enslaved and oppressed and oppressed is Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West is the perfect example of that. No matter how much money you get, no matter what accolades you achieve, no matter what they still can flex their power and their control over you. Why? Because they are their oppressor. And the second reason why, which is the greatest reason why, is because the Lord put you in this condition, and no man's gonna be able to save you. Not no amount of money, not no amount of anything. So you know what I'm saying? So not to be too long-winded, sir, but that's like we don't understand that we're oppressed in this society. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that was a perfect answer, man, and I appreciate you dropping it the way you did, because what you said, everything that you said was correct, and it is sad. Like, and to your point, the sister's backing you up by saying this. It's so bad, most of us don't even need the alarm clock. We automatically get up early.
Right.
Think about that. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about it. When you actually
used to the oppression.
Go ahead.
I said, so I said, your body just used to the oppression. Hey, I gotta get up.
I mean, it's sad but true, right? So think about it, right? When on your day off, do you sleep in, or do you get up because your body's used to getting up, and do you have to force yourself back to sleep because you're not used to being able to sleep that damn long? Your body like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on? Something's wrong here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Think about a so-called holiday that you get off, right? How many times have you had the day off from your slavery because of a so-called holiday and was still up early in the morning? Mind you didn't have shit to do though, because you was off, but you was still up early. You get what I'm saying?
Wake up like, man, I'm late for work. You know what I'm saying?
That's hell. Listen, man. If that's not slavery, then I don't know what is. You know what I mean? The sister said when the Most High told Moses, when the Most High had Moses tell us that we would have to go to the oppressor for one of everything, the Most High meant that, which lets you know the Bible is true. And that's an excellent point, because the thing about it is we go to them in one of all things. You get what I'm saying? I believe that's Deuteronomy 28 and 36, I believe that is. '48, 28 and 48. Read that for me real quick. Actually, I'll read it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You know what I'm saying? And so to the sister's point, you know what I mean? The Most High, again, more this is just more proof that this Bible is perfect and that we need to get in line with what this Bible is saying. You know what I mean? Like the sister said, the body never really truly gets rest, because you got to think about it. Even on your day off, you got to go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Or you got a doctor's appointment, or you got a dentist appointment, or the kids got to go here. Kids got to go. It's just it's a constant, nonstop rat race. You know what I mean? And like we were talking about in class last week, even in your old age, and you quote unquote retired, you can't retire. Why? Right. Because they're going down on Social Security and they're going up on the rent. Right now, if I could real quick before I get into this, right? My mom was living in a senior citizens apartment complex, right? Do you know? In them, mind you, these are certified seniors, a certified senior citizen apartment complex.
Right, sir.
That rent was $1,100 for one bedroom.
My pops is in one too. He got one, and he paying 18.
Now, think about that, right? They didn't work all their goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? My mom's ended up having to retire early because of a shoulder injury, right? Mm-hmm. But she retired. You know, she had to retire a few years early, right? But she had worked all her life. Your pops worked all his life, and what's their reward? Here's some senior citizen apartments, but we're gonna make it the same rent as regular apartments. Mm-hmm. You get my point? The other thing that was so crazy about these senior apartments, right? $1,100 a month for a one bedroom. The goddamn apartments went up to the 4th floor. How many seniors you know can get up to the 4th floor?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm damn sure not trying to make fun of the elderly. I'm not. What I'm highlighting is the greed of the oppressor. The whole point of senior living is to make it easier on the seniors. But you got these apartments going all the way up to the 4th floor. You want to hear something else, Carl Roger?
Come on, sir.
No elevator. Get it how you get it. But this senior living though. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like that's like so going back to the sister's point about what the Most High told Moses to tell us, we're living it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are truly living it. Like the sister said, we're on the hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Just on what you were saying right now, it's in the same chapter of Deuteronomy. They'll have no regard for the old or the young.
Right, which is exactly what the sister just said. And that's in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. What'd you say? She said, that's insane. Esau has no regard for age.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, that's right there in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. You know what I mean? But and what the sister said is, but only give most, in some cases, $1,000 in Social Security. Right? And here's the messed up part about, damn, she beat me to it. Sister Amanabaz, right? What I was getting ready to say, the cold part about it, they give you Social Security, right? Which ain't enough. So you're like, damn, I got to find me a part-time slavery, right? But listen, look at what she's saying. And you can only make a certain amount of money before they start taking money away. Oh, you got you a job? Oh, so we don't have to pay you this amount because you're working.
Right.
So to hell with the fact that I worked all these years and paid into this shit, not by choice, mind you. Remember, they take it off the top. Mm-hmm. They get theirs before you get yours. which again is which is more proof, you know what I'm saying, that these are slaveries. Because before you get your money, they getting some of their money off the top.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then because the money that they're giving you is not enough, you end up in your older age having to work part-time. Even if it's part-time, you put your time in already.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you how much you can make. And if you make more than that, then we're going to take this money away because you apparently don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the whole point of having this job in my retirement is because this ain't getting it.
If I could, sir.
Come on with it.
You see Smokey Robinson still 80 years old, still out there on that stage.
Man, listen. And that's the thing. I want to say he got some new music out, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Somebody, old school artist is coming out with some new music. And it's not because of the love of the game. You know what I mean? Like no disrespect to the Isley Brothers, but there's no way in hell that I would go see an Isley Brothers concert. And the reason why is because it's a shame to see them in that state having to go out there and shuck and jive, because that's basically what they're doing. They voice it. There's no way in hell that the voices can sound like they did 20, 30 years ago, let alone 40 years ago when they first broke into the industry. You know what I mean? Arguably one of the greatest voices in the history of music is Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Right.
Do you really think Frankie Beverly sound like Frankie Beverly if he got on stage right now? You see what I'm saying? And so the point of that, not to like turn this into a whole music thing, the point that I'm trying to make is that despite all the accomplishments, despite all the records that are being sold or have been sold, despite all the touring all across the globe, right? Guess what? They still got to do it.
Right.
They can't even retire. And these are multi-million selling artists, Grammy award winning artists, and all that. And because the oppressor got to get his, you get what's left, and it's usually not enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And again, on the surface, it looked like they made it. You know what I'm saying? I had played the TLC clip a couple weeks ago in class about the money or lack thereof that they was making, despite all the millions of records that they had sold. You see what I'm saying? And like the sister said, they are so wicked because Social Security is your money. You paid into the system. Think about that for a second. Real quick, I'm gonna get into the topic. You pay into Social Security. And then if you have a job because the Social Security that they're giving you is not enough, they take the money that you put into that account for yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about it. It's just like when you pay into unemployment. Mm-hmm. Not only do they determine whether or not you're approved, they let you know how much you can get and how long you can get it for. But that's your money. And in 2023, you telling me we still not slaves in America?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if anybody has anything that they want to add to that, anybody want to ask any questions off what we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying, you can go and type it in now. I'll give y'all a few seconds. If not, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna spend the rest of this class going into tonight's topic, which is the importance of communication. You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is, again, like I said in the beginning of the class, right? One of the things that's lacking most in the so-called Black community, when I say Black, I mean all 12 tribes, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Americans as well. That's what's lacking in the Black community is communication. You know how many beefs there is in the hood, and somebody don't even know that there's beef. Mm-hmm. Why? No communication. You see what I'm saying? I mean, just think about it, right? As a husband, you know what I'm saying? How many times you come home and your woman not talking to you? You don't even know what the hell happened. She's just not talking to you. She's mad at you. What's wrong with you? Nothing. The fuck? Why you throwing shit at me for then? Fuck you mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like I don't. But you see what I'm saying? But without that communication, there's not an opportunity to work out whatever issues there are. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is, right, what has to be understood is the perception of the UPK is, you know what I'm saying, the brothers treat the women like property, although biblically speaking, they are our property. But when I say we treat them like property, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like we walk them around on a leash, you know what I mean? And we talk down to them, you know what I mean? And we put our hands on them if they don't bark loud enough, you know what I'm saying? Or if they pull too far to the left or too far to the right, we go upside their head, you know what I mean? And all these different things, right? But in reality, it's the complete opposite. You see what I'm saying? And so when we get ready, as we get into this topic, right? Again, the topic is the importance of communication, right? This applies to the brothers when dealing with their wives as well, or potential wife. You see what I'm saying? That communication is essential.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, again, how do you know that there's a problem if no one's communicating? You see what I'm saying? Let's take it on a small scale, right? And I'm sure this is something that's debatable, right? You take grits, right? Sister makes some grits, right? You like sugar on your grits, which is the way to eat them. Sugar and butter. That is the way to eat grits. If you don't have no sugar, you hit it with a little bit of syrup, and it's all good, right? That's not law, but it should be law, right? However, some people, for whatever reason, they want to go against the grain, and they want to put salt and pepper on their grits, which should be against the law. But again, that's a whole nother conversation for another day, right? You like butter and sugar on your grits. She bring you the plate with the salt and pepper on it, right? It's taking you all day to eat them goddamn grits because you don't like salt and pepper on your grits. You like sugar on your grits, but you don't say anything. And so because you don't say anything, she's going to make the grits again and put that whack ass salt and pepper on your grits again.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And for the unlearned, why is this nigga talking about grits and salt and pepper? Why am I talking about grits and salt and pepper? Who knows?
You want me to answer, sir?
Please.
It's a metaphor, for the communication. You know what I'm saying?
Did you want to ask some more?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's just a metaphor for communication. Like some things, like a lot of things can get solved, like problems, issues, like you brought up, about beefs in the hood. A lot of things can get solved with simply communicating.
Yeah.
Or that you'll come to find out it was just an honest mistake, or it was a misunderstanding, or something small, but due to a lack of communication, it has a snowball effect.
Right. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing, right? And so like you said, it's an honest mistake, like you said, right? So an example of an honest mistake is for the sisters out there, right? Brothers do not intentionally leave the toilet seat up. That's not done intentionally. Unless you put salt and pepper on his grits. Then it's probably intentional. Probably. But if you didn't put salt and pepper on his grits, right? Or you brought him some chicken and you didn't give him no hot sauce, he probably did leave the seat up on purpose, probably. You know what I mean? But more times than not, if a brother leaves the toilet seat up, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't intentional, right? Mm-hmm. On the flip side, when you sisters forget to replace the toilet paper, right? To my knowledge, that's not intentional, right? To my knowledge. Y'all do little sneaky shit to get back at niggas type shit. Y'all, female species is something else, but whatever. Again, another conversation for another day. That's what I call them sometimes, Carl. It's like a female species. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just different. You know what I'm saying? But again, a whole other conversation for another day. The point is, right? Hey, you got to put the toilet paper on there. But if you don't say anything, and the first time, right? You just gonna put the roll on there, right? The first time, right? The second time, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna snatch the toilet paper, right? Out the cabinet or wherever you keep it, you're gonna put it on there. The third time, you're gonna wait till she sleep and then make all kind of noise, putting the toilet paper on the roll. Babe, everything good? Yeah, it's cool. No, it's not cool.
Right.
You get my point? You forgot to, you know what I'm saying, put the toilet paper on the roll again. Or damn, you so busy trying to get back to that goddamn Call of Duty, you left the damn toilet seat up again. You know what I'm saying? Now walk around this motherfucker smell like 2,000 flushes. You see what I'm saying? so I'm gonna start y'all out, man. I'm gonna start out. The point is, like the sister said, small things turn into mountains, and she's absolutely correct.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like the sister said, you know what I'm saying, something simple that could have been solved by communicating. Okay, so we're gonna get into these scriptures, man. The whole point about it is, you know what I'm saying, you could take it off the husband and wife, and you can look at, you know what I'm saying, you could use like two brothers as well, though. You know what I mean? You got to art with a brother, right? And you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Brother might have said something that offended you, and he didn't know that it offended you, right? You just laughed along with it because you didn't, you know what I'm saying? The brother might outrank you or something like that, right? So he continuously to do it to the point where now you didn't snap, and now you all out the spirit. You get my point? And now because now it's a thing, and now y'all got to go to council, right? When in reality, it's like, so you got a few minutes? Yeah, come on, what's happening? Pull the brother to the side. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I said that? Damn, man. First of all, I didn't even know I said that. First of all, hey, man, I didn't even mean it like that, man. If you took it that way, man, you was offended by what I said, man, I apologize. That's the spirit of brotherhood, and that right there is the importance of communication. You see what I'm saying? Because with communication, it's a spark, and that's all it is, right? But without communication, that spark turns into a whole goddamn forest fire. That's just how important communication is. Communication can literally be life or death. Literally. You get my point? You talking to the sister and you don't know she got a dude. You know what I mean? Because you ain't asked enough questions. You ain't did enough digging. You get my point? And next thing you know, you get into it with this dude behind this woman that you didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know nothing about none of this. You see what I'm saying? All because of a lack of communication. You know what I'm saying? If you don't say anything, the other person thinks it's all good until it builds up and it's a huge deal. Exactly. And that's the point. All right. So boom, with that, let me see where I want to go first. Let me get Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 16.
Come.
Hey, Shalom, y'all about to show a thumb to the brothers that's checking in. Shalom, y'all Shema thumb by Shem, y'all shout to the sisters that's checking in. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters watching from the four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I mean? Again, this is why, you know what I'm saying, we ask that you like and share these classes, because you got a brother checking in from Bakersfield. You know what I'm saying? No, it's like a sister. It's like it says checking in from Bakersfield. You got the brother checking in from Oxnard. You know what I'm saying? I see sister checking in from Arizona. You know what I mean? You got brothers and sisters that's checking in from the four corners of the earth, man. This is why these classes are so important, because we looking to wake up all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel to the, like the scriptures say, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. You know what I mean? So yeah, again, thank y'all for tuning in. My man Malakma tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Shalom Hebrew, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into this communication breakdown real quick. All right, so we're gonna go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16. Let me get there with you. All right, cool. Let's get it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not.
Man, read that again.
Come. Hebrews 13 and 16.
Mhm.
To do good and to communicate. Forget not. For with such sacrifices, God is well pleased.
Here's the thing about it is, right? Here's what you have to understand about that, right? It says, for with such sacrifices, God is well pleased, right? Sometimes, because it might be a brother that outrank you, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to say anything. You know what I mean? Because you're not sure how the brother's going to react, right? Which is a problem in itself, because the thing about it is, if it's a brother of high rank, that brother should always be operating in the spirit. So if you come to that brother in the spirit of brotherhood, that brother is going to respond to you in the spirit of brotherhood. You get my point? Because any brother in this school that has taught or teaches class will tell you that nobody in here is above reproach. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We sometimes say and or do things and don't even realize that what we saying or what we doing is offensive. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so sometimes that conversation, you know what I'm saying, requires a sacrifice. You're gonna have to gird up your loins, you know what I'm saying, and call that brother on the phone or shoot him a text real quick. Like I said earlier, it's like, so you got a few minutes. Hey, what's going on? Boom, you work it out like that, right? But it says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not. You know what I'm saying? Which lets you know what I'm saying? This is the emphasis, man. Do not forget to communicate.
Right.
You know what I mean? The brother said, a good example of communication equating to life or death is Pearl Harbor. They didn't communicate the warning, and look what happened. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can definitely look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though them was heathens, but still, I understand your point though. You see what I'm saying? Even in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? Communication is everything, right? At my slavery, right? If you go to a job, right, and it's saying, okay, you got to come in from this gate, right? But that gate is not open. They blocked off that whole thing. And in reality, you got to get off an exit earlier and then go around to the back gate, right? Mm-hmm. So if nobody communicates that, guess what? Now the whole job is delayed because everybody's getting off on this exit, trying to come into this gate, and now they got to drive all the way around to the back gate, when in reality, they could have just gone off an exit before, came through the back gate, because that first driver gets on the radio and says, hey, if you come into this job, don't get off on this exit, get off on this exit. Right. You see what I'm saying? Communication. You know what I mean? Hey, there's an accident on the freeway, man. You might want to get off over here because it's real bad. You know what I'm saying? The freeway's not moving right now because of a bad accident. Boom, communication. You know what I mean? Just little things like that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Again, these are small examples, but these can be big in the grand scheme of things. You get my point? Like you look at it as a parent, right? As Colorado side, you know what I'm saying? Lock my y'all parents, right? Y'all go to the store, right? And y'all, which dudes don't like going to the store. You know what I'm saying? That's not our thing. You know what I mean? We try to get in and get the hell out. Right. You get my point? If it was up to us, everything would be on one aisle. And we just go with the basket and just go down and just grab all that shit and throw all that shit in the basket just like that and go to the checkout, leave the money, and bam, we won't even bag the shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll push the goddamn basket room if we have to. You understand? It's not our thing, right? But imagine as a dude going to the grocery store, which is a place that we loathe, right? You go to the grocery store, right? And you put it up in the driveway. Oh, can you grab? Fuck no, I cannot grab. You wanna know why? Because I had to get bumped into by the 78-year-old lady that can't see, hit me in the goddamn Achilles with her basket. Mm-hmm. And I just got off my goddamn slave. No, I'm not getting anything. You get what I'm saying? With the proper communication, right? As a brother, although we hate going to the store, hey, listen, I'm about to make a store run. Do you want or need anything? No, you don't? All right, man, I'm going to make this store run. You're communicating. You see what I'm saying? Now, boom, you get to the store, right? Oh, shit, hey, you still in the store? I forgot. You know what I'm saying? I need some of them kettle chips. You know what I'm saying? The jalapeno kind. You know which one I like? Bam, I got you. Ain't no thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though the chip out was way over there, you got to go through all this bullshit to get to the chip out. So you're going to go get them because you're already in the store. You know what I mean? You much rather get them while you're in the store versus leaving the store and putting all the bags in the car, getting in the car, and then having to get out and then go back in the store. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm finna go get something. You want anything? No, I'm good. Then you bring the food home. Damn, that smell good. No. Okay? Told your ass I was going to go get something to eat. You see what I'm saying? Communication. These are all examples of communication. You know what I mean? You want to ask something, Carvalho?
If I could just take it a little step further, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Like like for brothers and sisters as well, like you coming into this truth, you being in this truth, like you said, like it can kind of sometimes be a sacrifice to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like responding in a timely manner to people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Absolutely.
you at the slave and a brother's asking you, might ask you for a breakdown or trying to go into a certain type of conversation.
Right.
You give a brother a little bit of something, but you can communicate to him as well. Like just instead of just leaving him on red, like, hey, I'll get back to you after I get off the slave, or when I get it, I'll text you this, instead of just ignoring the brother. You know what I'm saying? Or like with communication, or for example, for sisters, like, oh, I don't know if I don't know them like that. I don't know this like that. I'm new to these sisters. No, communicate to your sisters and talk to them, respond to them, be a sister, and just like you should be a brother. It like with communication, it defeats so many demons. You know what I'm saying? It cuts so many demons off of people that that build with a lack of communication. Like demons get to festering, and they get to festering due to a lack of communication. Like you can walk in a room and not salute somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of communication. And then now this person feels like you don't like him. You think they this, you think they that. You know what I'm saying? Or brother not responding to what you're saying or what you asking of them. Or now the thoughts start coming. This brother don't respect me, or you don't like me. Right. He's not, things like that.
Yeah.
And with simple communication, the Lord, not only is the Lord pleased with it, I mean, it's like not only does it cut demons, but the Lord is also pleased with these things. You know what I'm saying? He's pleased to see that his people are able to communicate, whether they have an issue with one another, and he's able to pull this brother to the side, talk it out, and they're able to hash it out and keep moving forward. Whether they're having a good time or not, they're able to communicate with one another. And with that, the Lord is pleased. You know what I'm saying, sir?
Dig it. No. What you saying 1,000% correct. Like the brother said, brotherhood is a weapon. You know what I'm saying? We need to use it to our advantage. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? The worst thing that you can do, you know what I mean, is, leave a brother or leave a sister unread. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm saying that, you know what I'm saying, like a brother said, uplifting the spirit, 2 heads are better than one. And what he's saying is correct, because here's the thing about it is, right? And I, you know what I'm saying, I've said this in classes before, right? You answering that phone or you responding to that text, you could literally be talking somebody off the ledge. Literally. You might have a brother or a sister whose demons is kicking their ass at that time. And all they need is to hear the voice of a brother, and y'all get to talking about whatever, and it completely takes your mind off of whatever it was that had you on the ledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you were just ready to jump and just say, you know what, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Nobody responds. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody care about me. You know what I'm saying? I came into the school now, but I'm still by myself. This isn't fair. Whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? Like something as simple as responding to a text could change everything. You get my point? And the thing about it is, like you said earlier, you at your slave, right? And listen, man, I understand everybody does not have the freedom to be on the phone all day while they at their slave. I get it. You know what I mean? But we all get 10-minute breaks. We all get 30-minute lunch breaks. You know what I mean? Some get an hour lunch break, right? And a lot of times in the midst of that 30 minutes of that hour, you're on Instagram, you're on Snap, you're on TikTok, so you're on all these social media devices, checking your emails, you're doing everything but checking your messages. And in the midst of going through your checklist of things that you need to do while you're on your break, check your messages. It's like I'm about to say, I'm not able to do that right now, but I'll be off at X. You get my point? And then I can, you know what I'm saying? Or if you can shoot me a text around this time, then boom, I can look into it or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with sisters, you know what I'm saying? You know, sisters need that comfort and that assurance as well. You know what I'm saying? She know that you had the slave, but she needs to tell you something. You know what I mean? Hey, call me when you get a chance. Like, don't not call her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's communicating to you. So you need to communicate back to her.
Right.
And vice versa. You know what I mean? It eliminates so many problems. You know what I'm saying? It just makes life easier on everybody across the board. You know what I mean? And like you said, when you don't communicate, the amount of demons that are created based on lack of communication, you know what I'm saying? Again, turns a spark into a whole goddamn forest fire.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Damn, he left me on red. Damn, it's like that. I thought that was my man. It's like, what the deal? You get what I'm saying? You start questioning all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And these are the things that you don't want, because once you let that demon creep into your mind, you're opening yourself up to all kind of demons now. You see what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you'll look up and you got you didn't want to buy a sack, you know what I'm saying, or you didn't want to buy a sherm stick, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because them demons told you, see, man, them niggas didn't really have your back like that. That's why they none of them hit you back, whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? And so that's the spirit that you don't want to have. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as brothers, though, you know what I'm saying, that's something that we need to be mindful of. You know what I mean? The water. So you know what I'm saying? That's the mindset that we should be in. All right. So let's get the next scripture. Romans chapter 12 and verse 10.
Okay.
And again, the topic for tonight's class is the importance of communication. And again, when I came up with this topic, right, it wasn't just it wasn't limited to one thing. You see what I'm saying? Communication is universal. You know what I mean? You need a day off because you got a doctor's appointment, right? If you don't say nothing because you're scared of your slave master, and you miss your doctor's appointment, you mad. Well, why are you mad when you never said nothing?
Right.
If you don't say, hey, I need to be off at this time because I got something really important to do, you know what I'm saying? And then they don't give you the time off and you mad and shit, like, but did you say anything? You know what I mean? And again, we did all that talk earlier about slavery being in hell and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But because we're under Esau right now. There's no another way to look at it, because we continuously sin against the Most High. And so until we come back to the Most High as a nation and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to continue to be under Esau, and we're going to continue to have slavery, because that's how some of this overhead is going to get taken care of. You get my point? That's how some of it is going to get taken care of, right? And so on those slaveries, communication is required. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's universal. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You can apply communication to pretty much anything. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes to setting up this class, anybody that know me know when it comes to this technical stuff, computers and all that, it's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But Barak y'all shot, I got brothers like Colorado that will try his hardest to talk somebody like me through this shit. And he'll use his patience and he'll communicate with me a million times until I finally figure out how the hell to do it. You get what I'm saying? But if I don't say anything because I'll rank him, I don't want him to think I'm a dummy. So I'm just gonna be prideful and I'm just gonna try to figure it out on my own. I just messed up the whole goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Now the camera upside down. You know what I mean? We both talking all at the same time. It's just a whole mess. Why? Because there's no communication. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And here, you know what I'm saying? You leave your pride at the door. You leave your arrogance at the door. You leave your ego at the door. You leave all those things at the door. Hey, comrades, it's like, you get it, man. I need you to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? That's communication. You see what I'm saying? This is if I may just remind you of the Christian church in regards to asking questions, this to a form of communication, or more so lack of communication. Yes, this example that you just gave is more so a lack of communication. Because I don't know if you a Judite, so I'm sure you know what I'm saying, went to church probably a large part of your life when you was younger, right?
Yeah, sir.
Right, and so in the midst of that, if you try to ask questions, you got everything but an answer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah,
Sometimes they don't even allow you to ask questions. It's like it, sir.
that too. You know what I mean? But you know how at the end everybody leaving out and the pastor right there shaking everybody's hand and all that kind of stuff. You go to ask him a question. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna answer it, but he's not gonna answer your question. He's gonna give you an answer, but not to your question. You get my point? And the reason why is because he doesn't know, right? But even in him not knowing, you know what I'm saying? It is an example of a lack of communication, just for the simple fact that he's too prideful to say he's not sure. Instead, he'd rather tell you how good God is and how much he appreciates your tithes. Mm-hmm. And he gonna ask you, hey, that soloist, he did his thing on that piano, didn't he? And then man, Pastor, he killed it. Then you leave out of like, wait a minute, that nigga never answered my question. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And that's what they do. So yeah, that is an example of a lack of communication. You know what I'm saying? My man Bakar, what's going on with you? Let's get it though. Romans 12 and 10, please.
Come. The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectionate one to another, with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another.
You see what I'm saying? It says, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. Right? What is an example of brotherly love?
Communication.
Done. You see what I'm saying? That's why this scripture is in this breakdown, because communication is brotherly. You know what I'm saying? Part of brotherhood is the ability to communicate with one another. You know what I'm saying? Because again, how do you iron out any differences without communication? You see what I'm saying? It says in honor, preferring one another. You get my point? The reason why we're able to prefer one another is because we're able to communicate with one another. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we can sit here and have a conversation that's not about the Bible, right? Because that's the one thing that we're gonna always agree on, right? But we can talk about, you know what I'm saying, which show was better, you know what I'm saying, King and Ashura, you know what I'm saying, or Hunter X, you know what I mean, or you know what I'm saying, was it Death Note, was it, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, right? And even though we might disagree, we still able to communicate amongst one another. Right. You know what I'm saying? We still able to sit there and have a conversation amongst one another, you know what I'm saying, and walk away from that. Although we disagree, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, there's still that brotherly love there, because you know what I'm saying, we're able to sit on the phone for an hour, couple hours. I remember one time I called this brother to ask him a question, and I think like two hours later, we still shooting. I was lost like a top. You know what I mean? That's that brotherly love, man, and honor, preferring one another. You get what I'm saying? And this brother right here, man, we go back. You know what I'm saying? I can spend the rest of this class talking about this brother, you know what I'm saying, and what type of brother this brother is, but he wouldn't want me to do that, so I'm gonna stall him out. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you know what I'm saying, show that brotherly love to one another, communicate with one another, even if a brother's in the wrong. You know what I mean? Right. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just go one way. You know what I'm saying? I could pull him to the side because I outrank him, but if I say something to offend him, he can't pull me to the side because I outrank him, so he can't tell me that I'm wrong. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? If I can't communicate to you that I don't understand, how do I learn? Yes. And again, that's why anyone who's still going to church in 2023, you playing yourself. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem why we're still under Esau's boot. Because you continue to go to church despite not learning a thing. You see what I'm saying? You have not learned anything in that church other than who's having an affair with who. Whose child got molested. You know what I'm saying? Whose child is really not that dude's child type thing. These are the kind of things that you're learning. You're not learning about how to serve the Most High and how to follow Christ. You're not learning those things. Right. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you're learning is that your pastor's a sodomite and he doesn't know the Bible. The only thing that you're knowing is the woman in the choir who had the biggest lungs in the choir uses those lungs for more than singing. That's what you learn when you go. So
that was subtle but funny.
So the point that I was trying to the point that I was trying to make was these are the things that you learn in the Christian church. You do not learn the value of communication. You do not learn the value of honoring and preferring one another. You do not learn those things in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You learn how to hate each other in there. Why? Because you're learning how to love the oppressor. You see what I'm saying? Let's get some more, man. You gonna say something?
If I could, sir.
Uh-huh.
Just to touch on about being kindly affectionate to one another. Also, in another side of the communication spectrum, like you were bringing it out a little bit earlier about the being in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't communicate to your woman that you don't like certain things, or if she doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not even able to accept that your woman communicating to you that she doesn't like certain things, how are y'all able to be kindly affectionate to one another? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How is this scripture able to come into fruition? Like you gotta be a person, like as a sister, I would advise you gotta understand when to communicate to your man, how to communicate to your man, the tone in speaking to your man.
Right.
And like always, I don't really say respectable too much because General Muhammad told me to start saying honorable. So you want how to be more honorable in your actions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And likewise, as a brother, you don't want to just want to be running your house as a tyrant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Learn how to communicate to your woman and teach her.
Right.
And mold it into the woman that you might want her to be. You know what I'm saying? In the areas that she's wrong at, in the areas that she needs to improve at, or just big her up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Those things can go without. You know what I'm saying? And likewise for a woman, these things are you show through this type of communication. It shows how that shows you being kindly affectionate to one another. If I could, sir, I don't know if you have this one on your precepts.
Mm-hmm.
You know mine.
Mm-hmm.
James 3:6.
Nah, I didn't. Let's get it though.
Okay, kind. The book of James, chapter 3, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defile the whole body and setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire. Like it. I want to go to verse 5. Even so, for James 3:5, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasts of great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Like, and I remember General Muhammad breaking this precept down, he was saying that even though that tongue, that little member, that tongue, it can speak of great things. You know what I'm saying? And those great things that it's speaking of, it can start a fire. Like, it can start from that little member, and a blaze can go across. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like how you communicate and what you say, you have to watch what you say in communication. Like, your woman can come to you and say, you can tell your woman, I don't like how you brought up earlier. I'm gonna go back to the grits. I don't like salt on my grits. But you can say it in a way that starts a fire. Now it's a big argument all day to next week. You know what I'm saying? Or you can say it and you can communicate it in a way to where it's heard, it's received.
Right.
And likewise with brothers, you have an issue. You can communicate that, F you nigga, this and that, and the third. And now that's a shootout happening in the street. We see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or it can be like, hey, bro, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like how you did that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then matter solved. You know what I'm saying? So that tongue, the power of your tongue is important because and in that, tongue goes hand in hand with communication. The power of your tongue is important because you can start big things or you can kill off demons. You know what I mean? It's like it, sir.
No, you all good. Did you have some more?
I'm not lying, sir.
Okay. Yeah, like the brother said, you know what I'm saying? I should love thy neighbor as thyself. And that's a perfect example. And everything that you said was important, right? And here's one of the reasons why. Because the thing about it is, again, it goes both ways. You get what I'm saying? And that's very important to understand. You know what I mean? Meaning like it's not just for brothers to, you know what I'm saying, hey woman, this. Like, nah, for one, you know what I'm saying, come correct. You know what I'm saying? Hey, check this out, ma. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you call that, so be it, right? But the whole thing about it, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying, going forward, you know what I'm saying, I want you to do it like this, and here's why. Or, you know what I'm saying, listen, it's more effective if you do it like this, and this. You know what I mean? In the same thing with you sisters, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that you cannot approach your man. If you're in a situation like that where you feel like you cannot approach and have effective communication with your man, chances are you picked the wrong man. You know what I mean? Chances are, like, if you got to walk around on eggshells because you don't know if he's gonna go upside your head, or you don't know if he's gonna throw something at you, you know what I mean, or just talk down to you and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, y'all, if you're in the school, although it's highly unlikely, but if you're in the school, you for sure need counsel. You know what I mean? If you outside the school, then you need to come into the school. You get what I'm saying? And in that way you can get those little issues fixed. But the thing about it is, you know, I've used this before, right? Depending on the type of relationship that you have as sisters, right? One sister can call another sister a bitch, and you know, and it ain't no big deal. But that same sister can call that same sister a bitch, and it's gonna be a big deal.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why? Because the way it was said. You get my point? Same thing with a brother, man. Shit, man, my bitch down as a motherfucker, man. Like, this bitch is with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, that you bigging her up. But if you go the other way, this dumbass bitch right here, it's gonna be the same thing. Like, damn, what the hell did she do? Or what did she say to make him say that?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so communicate. Not only is communication important as far as making sure that certain things get said, but the way you say them is just as big. You get my point? Just because you outrank a brother don't mean you should talk crazy to that brother. If the brother did something wrong and he didn't know he did something wrong, why would you undress that brother in front of everybody? Obviously, I don't mean literally when I say that. You know what I mean? But you get my point, though. You just sit there and make that brother feel this big because you decide to air him in front of everybody because you outrank him. You see what I'm saying? That's not effective communication. When in reality, hey, let me holler at you, pull that brother to the side.
Right.
And you say whatever it is that needs to be said. You see what I'm saying? Because depending on how you communicate it, you can either gain a brother or a sister, or you can lose a brother or a sister.
Right.
Just based on the deliverance of said communication. You get my point? So the thing about it is, that's just how important communication is. And that's why, again, that's why communication can literally mean life or death. And in some cases, figuratively, like this whole relationship is fucked up now because of what you said and how you said it. Now you won't have me walk around with this complex because what you said and how you said it was so harsh and so cruel. Like, I'm like, you just tore me down. Like, I don't know where to go from here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so understand this, right? It's not just about what you say. Please don't ever underestimate how important it is how you say it. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Slacking. Sister said the way it's received is important as well. You can say things as nice as possible, and it's not always received well. In a situation like that person that something is being said to, if you say it in a brotherly or in a sisterly way, and it's still received in a negative way, that brother or sister has a demon that they're dealing with.
Right.
It's that simple. You know what I mean? Because if I was to say something to Karataza, you know what I'm saying, off air or something like that, and all the, you know what I'm saying, something about I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, use nothing specific. The point is, if I say it in a way, and I'm coming in the spirit of brotherhood, and then that brother decided he wants to take me to counsel, that is a demon on that brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now that wouldn't happen because of the type of brother that he is. You see what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is, there are going to be times where you're going to say something, you're going to go about it the right way. But if that brother or that sister has a demon on them at that time, in that moment, it really doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be received. You get my point? But however, you can walk away knowing that you did the right thing because you communicated and you did it right. You see what I'm saying? So just that's the thing that you want to take away from this. You know what I'm saying? Knowing like, man, listen, I went to the brother, I told him, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, you know, I know you ain't to come to class. You know what I mean? You look a little different, you sound a little different, man. Is everything good? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sound pretty brotherly to me, but if a brother get all defensive, you know what I mean? And you come from a place where you're trying to look out, it's a demon on that brother, which leans more towards what it is that you thinking in the first goddamn place.
Right.
But what you can say to yourself, what you can look in the mirror and say is, I went to that brother in the spirit of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? And the brother didn't receive me, but I know I was coming from a good place. You get what I'm saying? And that's how that goes. And another thing before we go into the next scripture, right? The thing about it is, right? So like when it comes to a relationship or a potential relationship, or you know what I'm saying, or a courtship, right? If certain things are not communicated in the beginning because you're worried about losing her or you're worried about losing him, even if you don't lose her or lose him, it's going to be issues. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't hold this back because you like this person so much, or you're so caught up in what he or she looks like physically that you're willing to, you know, not say this or not say that. You know what I mean? Some sisters and again, I don't know why y'all sisters like doing this, right? Y'all claim y'all want to hear the truth, and then when y'all hear the truth, y'all feelings is hurt. So if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask the question. And one question that sisters love asking for whatever reason is, does this dress make me look fat? Or do you think I've gained some weight since you met me? When in reality, if you're asking that question, you already know the answer to it. You get what I'm saying? And as a brother, if you don't tell her, you're hurting her. You get what I'm saying? That kind of communication is healthy. Now, you don't want to come out the blue and be like, yeah, but you might want to back away from them biscuits. You've been fucking them biscuits up, bro. You don't want to do that. Right. You know what I mean? It's funny as hell, but you don't want to do that because it's mean as hell and it's out the spirit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can say, hey, I'm a little bit worried about you because I noticed, you know what I mean, your eating habits, you know what I'm saying, you lost a little bit of discipline when it comes to your eating habits. And I noticed, you know what I'm saying, you're not hitting that treadmill as much as you used to. You got to be careful because you don't want this to happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, I just called you fat without calling you fat. You get my point? Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying, in the spirit of brotherhood, you would never want to come out and call your woman or call your man fat, right? However, there are ways of effectively communicating that and getting your point across and showing that, listen, I'm coming from a position of I care. I give a damn about you. You get my point? And that's what it's all about. You see what I'm saying? Let's get to that scripture. Let's get Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, in strength of salvation, right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? What is an example of wisdom and knowledge?
What you just said, sir, Salakia, how you communicate. That's
boom.
Wisdom.
Done. You know what I'm saying? Choose your words carefully. That's wisdom.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's wisdom and that's knowledge. Knowing that the same way I talk to this brother, I cannot talk to that brother. I'm not going to get the same results. You see what I'm saying? It's no different than when it comes to, coaching. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you can say to this dude that's going to motivate him. But if you say that same thing to this dude over here, he's going to soak and he's going to perform even worse.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Having the wisdom and the knowledge and saying, "Hey, okay, with this brother, I got to get at him like this to get the most out of him." You know what I mean? In order to get this sister back on track, you know what I'm saying? I need to come at her like this. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said this should be the wisdom and the knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of your salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know what I'm saying? That fear of the Lord is communication. How do you know you fear the Lord? By communicating. How do you know? We read that in I believe it was Romans, the 12th chapter. No, it's like that was in Hebrews. Mm-hmm. It pleases the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So if you fear the Lord, you want to do things to please the Lord. And what is a thing that you can do that to please the Most High? Communicating, like the scriptures say. Get my point.
It's like, sir, if I could just add in real quick, like another part of communication is also being able to receive the communication. I think we touched on it a little bit, but you got to be a person that's able to. If a person is coming to you and telling you something, whether it's confidential or whether it's beneficial or whether it's just talking, you got to be able to be a person that is I can't even say the word right now, that receives it well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I could, and don't always think communication is going to be sweet. Sometimes hard check-ins, and that's a good form of communication too, because it's to your betterment. And don't think that it's just he gotta talk to me nice.
Right.
That's how you communicate. No, sometimes you need to get got at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need to be corrected, and that correction it is for your betterment. That's why I'm getting at you like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like, don't get it wrong. Like, communication sometimes isn't pleasant to be heard in that moment, but it is to be received, and you got to be a person that receives it well. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree with you more. That's an excellent point, because the thing about it is, right, a lot of us love to give and don't want to receive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not the right spirit to be in, because what we have to be willing to accept is like Commander General Yohanan says, right? And I've mentioned this a few times, because what he said is 1,000% correct. But some people in their simplicity, they'll think when he says this that he's saying that we're not perfect, right? Meaning according to the law, right? We're perfect in regard to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But when Commander General Yohanan said that we're not perfect, meaning there's certain things that we can be better at. Right. You get what I'm saying? And one of those things that we can be better at is receiving communication. Right. And being willing to admit that you're wrong. That is communicating. Damn, I didn't look at it like that. I didn't even realize that it was like that, or I didn't realize it was coming off like that. You know what? I apologize. That's effective communication. You know what I mean? Like the sister said, communication is a two-way street. You get what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't just be willing to be the one that's always doing the talking and the finger pointing. You know what I mean? You should sit back and allow, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? At least be heard, even if you don't agree. Because here's the thing about it is, right? If someone comes to you and they say that they were offended by something that you said, right? Right. It doesn't matter if you don't think what you said was a big deal. It doesn't matter. If that person says that they were offended, then goddamn it, they was offended. There's no, oh man, you know how I am, man. I was just playing. Like, nah, brother, I was offended, man. That wasn't cool, man. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? And instead of getting defensive, oh, nigga, you just soft. Nah. You know what I'm saying? This brother's communicating with you and you're not communicating in return. That's not effective communication. Right. Effective communication is, damn, I didn't know you took it like that. Hey, my bad, brother. I'll try to be more mindful. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about this or talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I give an example. I know we're gonna run over time for a few minutes. I got 3 more scripts. We're gonna close the class out. All right. So I'm gonna run over by a couple minutes. But check this out. The slavery I was working at, right? There was this cat that worked. I mean, he was super Christian. I'm talking about so super Christian to the point to where he was under the impression that it was a sin to cuss, right? The same cat, no facial hair, right? But no problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy to pick that brother apart, knowing what we know. But the thing about it is, though, what my point in bringing that up is that when I was first told it, I'm like, this grown ass nigga, like, that shit don't even make no sense, man. Like, this nigga soft, right? However, after I went on about my day, I thought about, like, you know what? Although I don't like it, although I don't agree with it, although I think it's hella soft, I'm gonna respect the game, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the brother, Salaki, because the brother communicated like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If you not say this or not say that. You know what I mean? He didn't get at me foul. He wasn't trying to punk a nigga or nothing like that. You know what I mean? He just acted, hey, man, when it comes to certain stuff, man, can you kind of, all right, you know what I mean? And that's communication. You see what I'm saying? And the response was effective communication. Instead of saying, fuck out of here, right? That's what a nigga would want to say, right? But that's not what you should say. You know what I mean? A brother that knows the truth. It's like the scripture. You know what I'm saying? Where a brother is I believe it's in Corinthians or Romans. You ain't got to pull it, but give me right where Paul is saying, you know what I'm saying? Don't judge a brother in meat. You know what I'm saying? Because this brother like to eat meat, and then this brother don't like to eat meat.
Concept.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? This brother don't. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he might be a Christian or whatever. He might be a little. That's all right though. You know what I'm saying? The brother asks you nicely, hey, can you? You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Ain't no thing. You know what I mean? And we in a workplace. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no thing. The brother communicated, and he did it in a way to where if you were to get offended by how the brother got at you, it's you. It ain't him. You get what I'm saying? Right. So just little things like that are things that we should be mindful of. Don't be so quick to want to, you know what I'm saying, dish it out. Like old school saying, you know what I'm saying? If you can dish it, you should be able to take it. You know what I mean? Let me see. Where we going? Let me get Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 29. Come on. Couple more scriptures and we're gonna get out of here. All right, we got one, two more after this. All right. We're gonna go probably, you know what I'm saying, a couple more minutes. All right.
Ephesians 4 and 29, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth,
mm-hmm.
but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
You see what I'm saying? Salaki. It says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, right? And so now that corrupt communication, right? Like General Muhammad, I don't know if y'all caught General Muhammad's class on Monday. Somebody asked for a breakdown on this. And that corrupt communication, an example of corrupt communication is, man, I embrace all cultures. You know what I mean? If you want to be a sodomite, man, it's all good with me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no thing. You get what I'm saying? I accept you. You know what I mean? If you're a child molester, I accept you because God accepts you. You know what I'm saying? These are all examples of corrupt communication. You see what I'm saying? And this is how not to communicate. You get my point? This is what you like. If a brother comes to you and he's struggling with the truth, right? Because he you know what I'm saying? He battling his wife, you know what I'm saying? Kids is mad at him, parents mad at him, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You don't feed him corrupt communication. Meaning like, yeah, man, sometimes I question the truth too. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, man, I don't be really agreeing with some of the stuff they be saying, man. Maybe you might want to, look into this a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that breakdown might not be, you know what I'm saying, correct. You get what I'm saying? That's corrupt communication because you're leading to the destruction of that brother. That brother already starting to lean because of the backlash that he's getting from his family. Then you're going to add fuel to the fire by saying something like that? You see what I'm saying? When in reality, you should be hitting them with Matthew 10 and 34. You know what I'm saying? When Christ said, you know what I'm saying, he came not to send peace but a sword, and giving him the scripture that he need to deal with the fact that his parents are going to be might not talk to him no more, that his kids, you know what I'm saying, might not want to deal with him no more, or that his woman might leave him. You know what I'm saying? Prepare him for those things. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, yeah, man, shit, man, I was kind of questioning this shit too, man. When my girl told me to leave me, like, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? That's corrupt communication. You know what I'm saying? The sister asks, so anything that Esau says is good to do, but is unlawful, is corrupt communication. It depends on what it is, right? Like, for example, when they say pork is the other white meat, that right there is for sure corrupt communication.
Right.
You know what I mean? When them saying that white Jesus is Yahweh Shai of the Bible, you know what I'm saying? That's corrupt communication.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, the question was says it's good to do, but it's unlawful. That is corrupt communication. Yeah. So them legalizing same-sex marriage, you know what I'm saying? That is corrupt communication. Them legalizing marijuana. You know what I'm saying? And putting it on every music video, put it in every TV show. You know what I'm saying? That's corrupt communication. So to answer your question, yes, that is an example. Anything that Esau says that he promotes and pushes like it's a good thing, but you know that it's an unlawful thing, you know what I'm saying? That would be an example of corrupt communication. Corrupt communication basically is anything that will cause a brother to err in the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody, you know what I'm saying, that says something like, you know what I'm saying, it's you don't have to keep the Sabbath, for example. You know what I mean? Or you know, you can't watch TV on the Sabbath, or you can't you know, you can't cook on the Sabbath, whatever the case may be, just different things like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are examples of corrupt communication. You see what I'm saying? So what we're doing in this class, we're giving you both sides of communication. You know what I'm saying? There's good communication, and then there's bad communication. You know what I'm saying? And this, like, so, you know what I'm saying? Talking to your woman and talking down to your woman and talking down to your man, you know what I'm saying, could be looked at as corrupt communication. You know what I'm saying? Get to call them all out their names and, you know what I mean, and tearing them down. You know what I'm saying? That's corrupt communication, because you can call them the error. Because now you have put them in a position to where shit, they didn't hit rock bottom now, just because you said something in a way that was so hurtful that who knows what's going to happen from there. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, you know, to sum up everything that we saying is, you know what I'm saying, it's all good to communicate, you know what I'm saying, but communicate with wisdom. Use wisdom when communicating. All right, let me get Colossians 3:8 real quick.
Colossians 3:8.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 8.
Come on. Colossians 3:8.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Filthy communication out of your mouth. So once again, this is driving home the point that we just got from Ephesians. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Communication can be a good thing. But if you're communicating out of anger, wrath, malice, and blasphemy, you know what I'm saying, that is filthy communication. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of communication that you want to stay away from. You know what I mean? An example of filthy communication is talking to another man's wife. Right. And I don't mean, hi, how you doing? You know what I mean when I say filthy communication. You get what I'm saying? Promoting sodomy is filthy communication. You know what I'm saying? Plotting on this cat that you had beef with back in high school, and talking about how much you hate him, and how if you catch him slipping, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna cap him. You know what I'm saying? That's filthy communication. All those things are examples of filthy communication. All right, which is the thing that you need to stay away from. All right. Last scripture. Let me get 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. I'm gonna read 17 and 18. And we're gonna end the class on that one. All right. It's like I said one more time. 1 Corinthians.
No, 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 17 and 18.
Come. The book of 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter, 17th verse. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, hold that real quick, right? The reason why this is important is because you have some people out there that want to know why we go in on Will Smith every chance we get, or why we go in on Dwayne Wade any chance we get. You know what I'm saying? Who's another cat that you know what I'm saying? Even Kanye as well, although he came out with some truth, right? Not too much after he came out with some truth, what did we see? We seen an enemy on his arm.
So we charge them for that. You get my point? These cats get to making this money, and then they get high-minded, or how we say it is, he on his high horse, or she on her high horse, or whatever the case may be. Right. You see what I'm saying? We have to charge Gabrielle Union. We have to charge Sierra. We have to charge her. You know what I mean? Because what she did was it comes off extremely whorish. Even if she's really not a whore, the way she was dressed, everything about what she had on says she is a whore.
Right.
You get my point? And we are to charge them for that. You get my point? And they believe that because of their money, they can be high-minded and you can't tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they should be trusting in the Most High, you know what I'm saying, who gives us richly all things to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? All things on the right-hand side, of course. A simpleton will see that all things say, see, I told you we can eat pork. I'm finna go get me a slab of bacon right now. I'm finna go to the farm and go get me a live pig, and I'm finna cut him up tonight. Type shit. You got niggas sharpening their knives up right now, Conrad's on the ground, like they on the yard and shit. Niggas sharpening up their shit like that nigga said all things. You know what I mean? That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about on the right-hand side. Right. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 18. That they do good, that they be rich in works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate.
Willing to do what?
Communicate.
Willing to do what?
Communicate.
Willing to communicate. You know what I mean? Willing to communicate, meaning what? Even the rich should be willing to communicate with the priests and prophets of the Lord. They should be willing to sit down and not be so goddamn high-minded, you know what I'm saying, and have a dialogue with us so that we can show them what righteous leadership look like. What righteous leadership looks like. You know what I mean? All that money that they give into the Christian church, listen, you giving all that money to the Christian church, you know what I'm saying? The law is 10%. You see what I'm saying? Now with that communication, you know what I'm saying, we going through these scriptures and we're communicating with you these scriptures. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So that communication applies across the board. Rich, poor, you know what I'm saying? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, goddamn Simeon, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of this class is to make sure that everyone in the nation understands, you know what I'm saying, that you can gain or lose a brother or a sister with your communication. Right. And in here, we do everything in our power to gain the nation of Israel through our communication. That's why we call the oppressor the oppressor. See what I'm saying? Because we're looking to gain you. Man, oppressor, what you mean by that? And why are you calling him the devil? You see what I'm saying? That opens up more doors, that opens up more communication. Then Lord allow you got your flyer, next thing you know, you in all black. You know what I'm saying? You a sister, you hear that, you're like, hey, what's going on? Why are you saying that for? You know what I'm saying? Now you get to communicate with that sister. Next thing you know what I'm saying? She done got off the pole. You know what I'm saying? She didn't put on a dress. She didn't cover her head. You know what I mean? And then boom, now she's in class. You get what I'm saying? The whole thing about it is understanding the strength and the importance of communication. You know what I'm saying? And take these scriptures and take this lesson about communication and apply it to your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Whether if you're a brother and you're dealing with another brother, you know what I'm saying? A coworker, even if that coworker is a heathen, he might say something to you that's out of pocket and you might want to take flight because he's a heathen. Nah, you use effective communication even when you're dealing with the enemy. Because what that does is that shows the difference between, you know what I'm saying, someone who truly followed the Most High, you know what I'm saying, and a Christian. You get my point? The thing that we do is supposed to let everybody know that we're different, a peculiar people like the scriptures call us. And and an example of showing that we're a peculiar people and showing that we're different is in our communication. You know what I'm saying? The way husbands deal with their wives, the way wives deal with their husbands, you know what I'm saying? The way sisters deal with other sisters, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? If you're a sister, the only effective way to gain that sister is through communication. You cannot sit across the room staring at each other and wondering if y'all got beef, when all y'all gotta do is walk up to each other, salute each other, hug each other, and next thing you know, y'all might fuck around and find out that y'all like shopping at the same stores, and y'all like wasting hours upon hours in these goddamn stores for no apparent reason. Okay. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I'm gonna stall y'all out for the night, but y'all get the point. You see what I'm saying? Effective communication, you know what I'm saying, is how you build a nation. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt communication is how you destroy a nation. How do you know? Look at Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to be like Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying, do not use corrupt communication instead. You know what I'm saying? Use the type of communication, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High charges to use. You know what I mean? With that, where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have class in the Las Vegas area from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the Las Vegas area, you know what I'm saying, looking for the class, breakdowns, counsel, you know what I'm saying, anything you need, you know what I'm saying, if you, family members, loved ones in the Vegas area, you know what I'm saying, you can look us up on Facebook, ISBK Las Vegas, find us on YouTube, ISBK Nevada, we're on TikTok as well, ISBK Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying, if you're in the Southern California area, you know what I'm saying, get in touch with my man, you know what I'm saying, Karadazai, good rocking with you tonight, brother, I appreciate all your help, you know what I'm saying, like, share, and subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the Hollywood Israelites channel, man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but good content on there, nothing but good information on there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but good communication on there as well. You know what I mean? With that, always good to see you, brother. Thank you again. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua thumb to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Thumb by Shem Yahshua to the sisters. Shalom, Israel. Lord Allah, get with y'all next week.